all. I'm driving, so I will not be looking into the camera, but I'm kind of overwhelmed today in a good way. I'm going to tell you a quick story because I had a real life experience today that demonstrates this, and I actually may tear up because it doesn't matter how old you are. You have to be reminded of these things all the time. So this is the story about the grandfather and the watch. The grandfather has a grandson, and he gave him his watch, and he said, hey, why don't you go to the watch store and find out how much we can get for this watch, or how much this watch is worth. So the grandson took it to the watch store, and the watch store said, oh, I'll give you $200 for the watch. So the grandson was like, oh, wow. So he runs back to the grandfather, and he said, they're going to give me $200 for this. And he said, you know what? Go to the pawn shop. See what they think. See how much they'll give you for it. So the grandson took the watch to the pawn shop, and the pawn shop said, we'll give you $40 for it. And he went back to the grandfather, and the grandfather said, you know what? Go back to the pawn shop. They like to negotiate. See if you can get more. So he went back to the pawn shop, and the pawn shop said, yeah, we'll give you $60 for it. He went back to the grandfather, and the grandfather said, you know what, why don't you go to the local museum and see how much you can get for the watch there. The grandson went to the local museum, and the local museum, they just went crazy, and they're like, oh my gosh, we haven't seen a watch like this. This is an antique. This is something special. We'll give you $50,000 for it, $100,000 shirt. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but he was so excited. He went back to the grandfather, and he told his grandfather, they're going to give us $50,000. And he said, yeah. He said, the watch is special. He said, yeah, I know. He said, well, why didn't you tell me to go to the museum from the beginning? And he said, you know, I'm not interested in selling the watch. I just wanted you to know that throughout your life, you're going to have people that don't value you. Always know your worth. And wow, that is such a great story. Know who you are and know your worth. If you're not in a place that values you, don't believe them. So my real life example is this. This is such a small example, but I've been making these candle bouquets, and they take a long time to make. I've been making these natural candles, my cleaners, my soaps, my room sprays, and I've been valuing them. I was just telling myself, oh, some people said, oh gosh, those are expensive. And I kept thinking to myself, are they? And I'd look at other prices and go, well, they don't seem expensive. Oh, I don't like this fragrance, or that doesn't, whatever. I went to 2 places today, and I brought a few of my items, and every single person that saw them, before I walked up, they said, oh my gosh, I can smell that bouquet from here, the wax bouquet. Or, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. Wow, that's incredible. They saw my prices and they couldn't believe it. They said, you need to be charging. I know this sounds so crazy, but, this is not my way of charging more, but I just couldn't believe it because I've been undervaluing myself. There's a fire truck coming by. But I've been undervaluing myself and my product, and how much it takes for me to do it because of the opinion of other people. And today, they were boutiques or people that sell those items, and they loved them. So I'm very excited, and actually I'm tearing up because how many times do we tell our kids, or you tell your friends or your family, oh, you value yourself, and you don't do it yourself. So anyway, I'm probably going to put this on raw because I'm hoping that this touches someone else. And it's such a minor thing, but it just meant so much to me that I didn't put value on what I did. Anyway, so value yourself and don't believe other people. Bye.